Well, good afternoon and welcome to Mwanzo TV. My name is Kevin Sewe, and of course today we are talking matters of Eacop and some of the potential threat to the environment. Remember, as I told you, Eacop is East Africa crude oil pipeline that is being constructed from Uganda, that is from Hoima district to Tanga in Tanzania. And of course, to put us up to speed on this matter, we are glad to be joined by Mr. Michael Oyoo, who is from the Sustainable Energy Access Association of Kenya and Advocacy Thematic Group. Now, welcome to our studio, Mr. Michael Oyoo, and thank you so much. Probably, you can start by telling us, what are you people doing? What are you people doing as the Access Energy Kenya?
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. First of all, my name is Michael, as you've said. Michael Oyoo Otoma is my name. You've given a brief introduction, but just to emphasize on it, I'm from Sustainable Energy Access Forum of Kenya, which currently transitioned to Sustainable Energy Access Association of Kenya.
Okay. What do you people do as Sustainable Energy Access Information of Kenya? What do you people do?
Yeah, Sustainable Energy Access Association of Kenya came from the Sustainable Goals number 7, SDG 7,
Yes.
Advocating for clean energy and renewable energy. What we do is advocate for clean energy while trying to do away with fossil fuel.
Okay.
Yes.
And Mr. Michael, when you're talking about Sustainable Access Energy of Kenya, I just want to know, how is your reach? Maybe are you within Nairobi alone, or are you in Africa, or where are you people based?
Currently, it's Kenya.
Okay.
But not only Kenya, because we get opportunities that take us to East Africa,
Okay.
Uganda and Tanzania, because the Eacop project is a East Africa project. Okay?
Yeah.
Because our theme is revolving around Eacop, we get opportunity to join the people, our friends, our comrades in Uganda and our comrades in Tanzania, try and fight.
Basically, Mr. Michael, you people are advocating for clean energy, and we are being told that this project, during its construction phase, it will release some of the gases into the air, specifically carbon dioxide. I just want to know, is carbon dioxide clean air or not, or what is it?
Of course, greenhouse gases, those gases are the carbon, the methane gases.
Okay.
They're not clean gases into the air, okay? And let me talk from a true story. Is not the theory that we read from books. I've gotten an opportunity to mingle with some of the friends, some of the comrades from Uganda, from the actual communities where the Eacop project is taking place, and the impacts are dire to the people of Uganda. Okay, starting from illnesses, sicknesses that and the government is doing nothing about it. So according to me, the impact of Eacop, is not something to be even measurable.
Where you sit, do we have maybe something like an alternative? Because we've seen a lot of people, we've seen some movements, Stop Eacop, people are protesting mainly in Kampala, Uganda. Do we have something like an alternative for this project? Like, if maybe we successfully, or rather the environmentalists and maybe the activists successfully petition the government to stop this project, what are some of the alternative energy should we use?
Right. There are numerous energy alternatives to this.
Yes.
And the reason is why you are advocating for renewable energy, like the wind energy. You get the solar energy.
Yes.
You get. This is going to take phases because beginning from the vehicle, okay, the world has given us an opportunity where you can opt to not use a gasoline car, or go to or opt for another vehicle that uses power. Okay, in Kenya there are a couple of them. Uganda there are also a couple of them. And the world, like China, is also is manufacturing a lot of it. So meet these policy makers we normally get an opportunity to tell them that they would incorporate it in their policies. Okay. Because, yeah.
Based on what you've told us, that you people are within Nairobi, so I just want to understand, what are you people doing to ensure that Eacop does not take place, or rather does not take off? You stop the construction of Eacop. Like, are you protesting? Are you going to court, maybe to the streets, or what are the mechanisms that you are putting in place to ensure that this project does not take off?
The mechanism that we do from home mostly is actively taking part on the streets. Okay, I remember Safe Kenya is an institution that work together with other organizations together. So there's this called Kenya Climate Change Working Group under the One Green Faith Africa. We partner with them together along our streets here in Kenya, because the office is in Nairobi. When they are going out, we go out together. Yeah, so we try to make people aware.
Michael, maybe if you can put me up to speed. You are saying that you are going to the street. Are you talking about demonstration or what?
Yeah, we drastically demonstrate and carry placards and carry banners. Okay, saying that the Eacop need to stop, because it definitely must stop. At the end of the day, it's going to stop because the impact to the community is what we cannot allow it to continue.
Mr. Michael, I'm still on the issue of demonstration. Now, when you people are demonstrating, are you issuing out or petitioning, giving out your petition to some of these mandated bodies, maybe government offices? Maybe when you are protesting, what are you doing?
Yes, petitions are normally given, but you know the problem comes in is that the problem with our government systems is that issues fall at the policy-making level. They never get to the point of implementation. Yeah. Okay? They've got a way that they've been doing things, so when these things get into their table, normally they do not take serious actions against them.
I know, Mr. Michael, you've interacted with a lot of these people who have been affected, the community that have been affected. Could you paint for us the true picture on the ground, and probably how have they been affected? How the parks, or rather the forest and the climate itself have been affected with the construction, or rather it will be affected with the construction of this project? Because we are being told there's some places where the land have already been cleared, part of the forest have been cleared, some people have been moved away from their homes. Could you paint for us the true picture on the ground of how this project will affect the community and the environment?
Eacop is about 1,400 kilometers project. Yes. And you see, when something like that thing, when such a project is taking place, you know, a lot of work must be put in place. Okay, you see, there's a lot of digging, a lot of vacation. Okay, so the community that we've found time to engage with. Okay, we had this family in Uganda that was saying that they were moved from their matrimonial place, their land, where the ancestral land, taken to some other places. Okay, the problem came again is that they have never been compensated. So if you can hear from that community, if you hear from the mouth of a community, that thing really pains you a lot.
Maybe probably you can also talk about the environmental hazard that might come up with this project, the environmental hazards.
And environmental hazards of Eacop?
Yes.
Yes, there's so much. Spillages, okay? You know where spillages? This is not only even in East Africa. You could also see from maybe the Niger there. But basing it on Eacop, this is not a different story, because these are the oil that will spill towards our water systems. You get the animals, the biodiversity, like the animals, the loss of important breeds, okay? Because of the activity that are taking place, animals do not like noise. So you find that some of the breeds of monkeys, okay, the people are just saying that they can no longer see them, okay? And remember, those are the basic of a nation's inheritance or heritage. Sorry.
Okay. And Mr. Michael, people are saying that you people are just protesting. Maybe you doesn't know some of the economic benefits that will come up with this project. We are talking of job employment, economic growth. People are just protesting. You are just protesting. Probably, have you sit down and understand some of the benefit that will come up with the construction of this project in terms of economic growth, job creation, and financial benefits that some of these countries will get?
It is high time. It's high time that they wake up and they understand that we do not have a planet B. We only have a planet one. We only have the planet Earth. There's no planet B, okay? And it will come a time when climate actions and humanity comes first before profits, okay? The biggest corporations that are running Eacop, their main focus is profits, making profits in terms of billions, in terms of trillions. And they are not willing to sacrifice anything back to the community. They are not willing to sacrifice anything back to the community. So the losses that comes from Eacop supersedes the amount of benefit that could be given to the community. The regions that have oil so far have never experienced any development in terms of healthcare, land policies, or any other community development in those regions. Yeah, so it is evident that there is no growth. It is not something that has just been sugar-coated. It's something that can be seen and can testify.
Mr. Michael, basically you've talked a lot of things in matters to do with Stop the Eco projects. Maybe besides protesting on the streets, maybe writing petitions, have you considered other alternative measures like going to court to seek legal redress, or rather talk to the financiers, sponsors, donors of this project, maybe insurance firms, to stop financing this project? Have you considered that route?
We've exhausted all the avenues. The avenues that are there, possible avenues that are there, have already been exhausted. And by the time you see people are taken the option to go to the streets, I totally believe that streets normally are the last options. I think that is, streets are normally the last, okay? When you are a student, we used the channel that was there to reach our vice chancellors and the rest. But when they could not do the vice versa, you know what was happening, okay? So by the time everybody gets to demand their rights from you, they've tried to advise you on the best policies to undertake. It's only that the people are at the top are normally adamant.
We've also heard that this project might pose a bigger danger, because all along we've been told that the global north are the people who are polluting the environment. Now this project is in the global south. Are we seeing any danger, or is this project posing any danger of polluting the environment?
At the United Nations Climate Convention Forum, they came up with a conference of parties. The currently that you normally hear called COP. You heard there's been COP until 29. The current one was 29. At first COP, when they met first, they came up with the nationally determined contributions. Those are, in short, they're called NDCs. We normally call them NDCs, okay? So the nationally determined contributions it was presented to the members who would be the parties to the conference, okay? So now these NDCs outline the contributions to the nations on what they'll do per individual to ensure that we reduce the amount of heat that the nation that the world is experiencing at the moment, okay? And they aimed at 1.5 degrees or below that, okay? So already currently as we speak, it's more than 1.5 degrees Celsius, okay? It's more than 1.5 degrees Celsius. And the work has been to reduce it to 1.5 or below, okay? But have they managed to do anything about it? The global north nations, the giant owner of these oil corporations, yes. Like the Total Energies, you've spoken about it, the Shell, you get the China offshore oil corporation in Uganda, and then there's also, there are so many of them, huh? And you see that Africa, they've used Africa as a place where they'll do their mining, do their processing, okay? Africa is experiencing the negative climate change caused by them. It's caused by them, okay? They could do without it. They would do without it.
I mean, probably now, let's say that this project fails, it doesn't take off. What are the alternative maybe you people might offer to these companies, to the government, to ensure that, yes, this project has failed to take off, but the way we can do to ensure that the extraction of oil is still there? Is there any alternative ways, maybe solution that you maybe offer to ensure that this mega project does not just go away like that?
Possible alternatives, as we wind up maybe, is innovations, okay? That also this government, our government, together with the policies that are there, that they try to finance the new creative ideas of making more renewable energy. Possible they are there. When you go to the communities, you'll find very, very good innovation for renewable energy, okay? Starting with them, they would possibly suggest the mobility industry, the motor vehicle. I've seen Nairobi recently, there are buses that are powered, okay? That you charge them and then they can move motorbikes, okay? I think if we go that way, it's not even in Kenya. Other nations have done it. As we speak, are more than 50% or 70% renewable energy as we speak right now. So even Africa can do it, you see. We start in baby steps, and then slowly by slowly, we'll get there.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Michael, for giving us some of this insight, because, you know, we've been seeing you people demonstrating, but some of us who is in Nairobi does not understand why you protesting. And maybe before I end this conversation, there's something I wanted you to put into perspective, the issue of compensation. Have people been compensated?
Eacop is a massacre. It can seem as if it's a good project, okay, but just get into the community, the deep root down into the community, and you will surely realize that the people are actually suffering. People are losing livelihoods. Yeah, people are losing livelihoods. Okay, I just know that a person was a peasant farming in his land, and then all of a sudden he's moved to a place where there is no rain. Okay, a place he was not used to. Okay, where there's no school, where there's no social amenities. You realize that when you listen, when you go deep down into the places, you'll realize people are getting affected by this Eacop. That is Uganda and Tanzania as well.
What about maybe the issue of compensation? Because we are told people are being compensated. Is that the true picture of the ground?
Yes, as you see now, the true picture of the ground. What they are saying is mere propaganda, that people are being compensated.
Yes.
But if you get deep into the ground, you know the ground saw the truths. So listen to a person that was vacated, and he sent a petition to the court, and the court is still doing nothing about it. And the person is struggling there with the family. Family has not eaten, family does not have a livelihood at that moment because they've been taken to a strange place they're not used to. I get to hear from people because I had an opportunity to get a testimony from a friend. That is a friend that is whom we are together. In Green Faith, Uganda. Yeah, he was actually saying that nothing has been done, but many people are vacated, and they have not been compensated. Okay, so it is not a project to celebrate about.
I want to take you back because I've also interacted with some of these people, some of the people who have been affected with this construction of the Eacop. And when I was seeing some people lamenting that they were being given big pamphlets, a lot of big materials, it's being written in big English. They don't understand what is that document talking about. Was this project forced to people? Or what was the meaning of giving people who have not gone to school, or rather who have little education, big pamphlets, material, booklet that has been written with big English, that they were talking about big English? Was this project forced to people?
Yes, I would say it is being forced to people because I don't think a lot of awareness was created before the project began. And what I tend to think is it is a project that was imposed. It was imposed to people, and also, as you know, the governments they normally take advantage of the poor people because the poor people are not aware of so many things. Okay, in terms of education, they're not the most learned. Because of no access to quality education, okay? So it is not easy for them. So they just like, okay, they impose them to sign the document that they not probably even understand. Then only to come and realize, only to come and understand later that they are given vacation notices to move the land, okay? Because the project needs to take place. And you see there only it's being owned by at least the four, with total energy only holding a bigger share of it, around 62% of it. Yeah, so this is a global north. This is a global north institute. This is a global north corporation. Okay, just coming into Africa, masquerading into it, and just killing the future of people, you see.
So, thank you so much, Mr. Michael. And shukrani sana for making him to our studio.
Thank you so much.
Asante sana. I hope next time if we will come, we invite you to be part of this conversation.
My name is Kevin Sewe, and of course this conversation is still on. Until next time, goodbye for now.